G'day, gang. I wanted to talk about something today that is particularly exciting to me. I wanted to talk specifically about creative self-publishing. Ooh, if that doesn't get you a little bit excited, I think maybe you're not in the creative space, or maybe you haven't played any indie games recently. But oh boy, it's an awesome, awesome freedom that we currently have, that we have not previously had before. I think talking about um, indie publishing in general, and just being able to be free to publish your game, even your movie, um, less likely your series because they become very expensive very quickly, your novel, anything that you want to do in a creative space is completely available to you to um, publish at your will, and music as well. I'm less in the understanding of how the musical space works in terms of um, self-publishing, so that's not. I'm not going to talk about that one as much, but I'm really wanting to talk about narrative self-publishing. Ooh, what an awesome time to be a creative person. All throughout history, we have never had this amount of freedom in the creative space. And it's super amazing. It's genuinely, I think, the best time to ever have been able to create anything. Particularly, like I said, narrative stuff. I'm sitting on a horror series, a trilogy that I'm really excited to publish, and I'm taking my time and looking for a publisher that I can get on board with, publishing this particular project together with them, because I don't want to be publishing this particular one alone. I think it's too much fun. Horror has just become too exciting that I'm just really happy to be jumping into a new space, and I don't know how to go about going into a new genre, and it's surprising how many options you have to do, to publish independently, but with assistance, in all sorts of spaces. And that is including not just novels, obviously, but that is also, movies and games. Being able to put your idea and sell your idea to a platform such as Netflix for a movie is really, really awesome. People who have always wanted to direct can. Being able to make your own game and publish it on Steam, it's just unreal. The amount of options that we have as creatives has just like human creativity has kind of been unleashed now. And we're able to make all sorts of different massive and tiny projects. And I think like it's 2025, so I kind of have to use some exceptional examples, like Expedition 33 being an extraordinary product from a tiny little team. And those sorts of things are just going to become more and more common as we are able to be more creatively free. More options are becoming available constantly, and they're just creatively unleashed. I'd love to hear this one about everybody's favorites in the comments, about what people want to, like their favorite games or their favorite indie novels. And I myself am an indie publisher, and I publish my own novels without a publisher, and without an agent or any such thing. So having the option to publish by yourself, and then work also with other small publishing houses that don't have the same gatekeeping. Those sorts of things are completely new in this era, and it is a particularly exciting time to be creative. Yeah, so tell me all of your favorite creations, that don't have a publisher, or that are a smaller publisher. Indie publishing in general is just, it's awesome. I love it. I would not have been able to have the courage to have first published my mediocre, very aggressively mediocre fantasy series if I wasn't able to do so without DRM restrictions, without paper involved, and without a publisher. I wouldn't have been able to do that. And the reason that I was able to do that many, many years ago is because of the digital creativity and the freedoms that we have in the digital creative space. And that's the same. There's so many examples of genuinely exceptional projects that show up in the most unexpected of places. One of my board games, close enough, a bunch of my board games behind me were backed on Kickstarter, that I backed on Kickstarter thinking, yeah, this looks okay. And there was this little game by this smaller company that was doing really well for itself, but realistically was pretty tiny, that talked about being a top-down RPG, which for the first time included the option to have someone play along with you. It was this cool, really, like I didn't believe it when I backed it on Kickstarter. I thought, okay, who's this little company called Larian, and why do they have the option to have co-op? I didn't believe them, but I still backed them. And now this tiny little company has made some of my favorite games of all times. And I'm just also wanted to gush about the fact that they just talked about a new Divinity game, because that's where I met them. But all of those options are available because of this creative freedom in the creative space now. The digital freedom that we have is just unreal. Honestly, unreal. It's absolutely amazing. And a lot of the books that I really love reading, I wouldn't have been able to find them. They wouldn't have been necessarily able to be published if not for the fact that they were able to do so independently. It's just amazing. We truly live in one of the best timelines. We really do, for creators. But yeah, I want to hear your favorite games, or just enjoy the ones that two of my personal favorites. I mean, I could spend like actual hours, because I have done so, talking about indie games, particularly because I love survival games, and they're a complicated entity. Survival games are. I'm currently playing through Sailblazers, and it is just the most goofy and fun experience. I'm pretty sure they're indie. I actually haven't looked into that one, but it's pretty awesome. But games like that have the option to just be created and published in this awesome space. I'm trying to very hard not to just gush about just a huge list of games that I love that are able to do that. Valheim is one of my personal favorites, of being able to be just a free indie game, not free of price, free creatively, because you should pay for it if you can, if it's available to pay for that. That's, that definitely helps companies make more cool stuff. But that another example of something that was truly awesome, because it was able to create what it wanted to be. The company could create what they wanted to create, and they could publish it because of Steam. How good is Steam, though? Am I right? Oh my gosh! But there are so many examples. Again, so many examples of these genuinely awesome games that provide just a endless amount of entertainment. It's just unreal how many hours of entertainment have been bought by creative freedom. It's unreal. And again, I would not be an author if I didn't have the option to first publish independently. And only now am I wanting to publish with a more independent publisher, which is kind of a bit of an oxymoron, but shush. It's only now that I'm able to do that stuff, because I've had the practice and because I've got the confidence, being able to be able, I'm getting very repetitious because I'm excited, I apologize, but I'm being able to do that. It's just awesome. The creative space have never been better. But please tell me your favorite indie games, or smaller publishers that were able to, like the publishing houses and the publishing companies that were able to pop up because the space is so creatively free. Tell me those companies too, if you have any favorites of companies that have been able to just shine in this massive open space. Please, I want to hear about them, especially if you want to talk about my beloved divinities. Or Valheim, please, I love it. Yeah, I could be here all night. Talk about it in the comments. I want to hear what you guys love. Okay, give me all the info. Give me share all the fun times and the fun games that you guys love. Okay, thank you.